Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sue. Hi. Just double checking. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Ran into internet problems early this time, so had to take a little bit of time to fix that before I started. Hi, Bella. How are you doing? Making sure. Can you guys hear me? Sound check good? Yay! Okay. My internet was screaming for my attention early. Nothing was responding. I was worried I was gonna have to shut down and restart everything, but hey, we're here. We made it. Ooh, finals. You just had finals. Did you finish? Are you done? That's exciting. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna pop into Viking because I still had one more level here that we haven't finished. So we'll keep chatting while I continue Valhalla. Yeah? Congratulations. So your semester's over then? You know what I just found out very recently? I found out recently that apparently no one in my family has ever seen me studying or doing assignments before. Apparently, even when I was in post-secondary and then I graduated, I was told by my uncle that he was surprised. First of all, he was surprised I got into post-secondary, which was like, well, into the post-secondary that I got into because. Listen, I don't know what his whole thing was, but he was like, "You got into that post-secondary school?" And I was like, "What is that supposed to mean?" First of all, what do you mean by I got into that post-secondary school? Secondly, I graduated and he was like, I've never seen Kiriko study before. I was like, "What do you mean?" I did all my assignments. I did all my homework. What do you mean by you've never seen me study before? And when I brought this up to my sisters, they were like, I hate to say this, but we kind of agree. We've never seen you studying before. What? Guys, I did all my assignments. I still have some of my papers to prove it. You're only 2 more weeks of school. Hey, exciting! Any plans for the summer? You had to study because you need. Ooh, composer, like music composer, or I wouldn't be able to do that. You don't think your parents are really serious stuff? See, I understood my parents because my parents were always at work. So I understand them never have seen me study. But really, my sisters? My uncle? Who I live with? What? So yeah, I very... Oh dear. Okay. I think I'm back. No, I don't think it's your internet. I think it's mine. Haha. I think it's my internet. I hope I'm back for you guys. Okay, yes. Let me see. I've never really studied outside of the house before. I think my main thing was go to school, head home, do my homework, and then just chill. What game is this? This is Hidden Through Time. So my main goal, it's like one of those seek and find games where these are the objects I'm trying to look for. So if you guys, I don't tell me where something is if you see it, but eventually if I run into problems, I'll ask you guys for help. considering this is the last level of the Viking level, ooh, I might need you guys soon. So this is a really good game for me to just chat with you guys. Hi Four, how you doing? Other than your internet and my internet, how are you? Okay, thank you, Say What Now. Thank you, Bella. You're just naturally stupidly smart. Wow, wonder what that's like. Can't relate. Eat fat or eat healthy. Hold on, let me read these. I have to use it when I see someone trying to get through the door. Eat fat or eat healthy. My table neighbor left without his shield. Sentimental treasure. I knew I should have worn a blue outfit with all these people around me. Fight me, the winner gets the weapon. Sit down on the stool, you can't walk in a straight line anymore. I hid my treasure under the table. Food on the ground attracts bugs. Wrong folklore, little boy. Anyways, how are you still alive? The key to Valhalla is well hidden in a very original place. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like Where's Waldo? You're waking up by a scream. Sometimes I wonder if birds just know where I sleep and do their best to try to wake me up. Shield is the... okay, this one says it's under a table, so... Okay, there's a bug. Like, sometimes I just feel like birds just know where I am and they're right outside. Sometimes I want to just open my door and scream at them to shut up. I know they can't understand me, but like, sometimes a girl's just gotta sleep. Okay, so fight me, the winner gets the weapon. You think they put a tracker on you? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. But I have to say, I would prefer having birds chirping outside my window. Honestly, it's not even chirping. I have crows hold grudges. Okay, have you guys seen that one story of that guy who ended up causing like a crow war? I don't know if it's a true story, maybe it's just an internet story, but it might have come from 4chan and I just saw it on someone's like Instagram or something, about how he did a little experiment where... Yes, thank you for waiting. But I don't know where I ended off on this story, but I think the story was he would always give one group of crows a bunch of his food, so then those crows loved him, but then the other group of crows hated him. So one day the group of crows that didn't like him started attacking him, and the group of crows that did like him started defending him. So he ended up creating a little bit of like a war between all these crows. I think I'm back. Check, check. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm making plans to better my internet soon. Hopefully. Not anytime super soon, but I'm hoping to come back, get my Wi-Fi back up to snuff soon. I'm just saving money for it right now and trying to find time for it. So, yes, right now my Wi-Fi wants You had to fix your audio. I'm sorry. Wait, does my stream affect your audio? I'm actually curious. Does my stream affect audio, like when I have to restart it? You thought it was because of you playing Cookie Run? You know, in the beginning, I also thought it was... Okay, I think I'm back. Yeah. Yay! Yay! Oh my goodness. Thanks for holding out for me, guys. I appreciate it. See, I was saying that I thought it was because of Cookie Run that my Wi-Fi goes down, but I really don't think it's the case. He wants the attention very badly. You made it back, say what now? I think my Wi-Fi made it back too! Kind of. I'm not holding my breath though. If I hold my breath, I might suffocate. Anyways, I kind of forgot what we were talking about. When, I think we were talking about crows. Birds? Crows? Crows, yes. So, yes, crows can hold grudges, allegedly. And this one guy caused a crow war. And honestly, reading that story kind of made me want to see if that thing was true, but I'm also too scared of invoking the wrath of crows. And I think one of you said that, hold on, let me scroll up before all this Wi-Fi stuff happened. You had a bird poop on you. Apparently that's lucky. It's lucky to have birds poop on you. I don't know what culture thing is. I think my mom told me that, and my mom's Chinese, so maybe... Is it a Chinese culture thing that bird pooping on you is lucky? Okay, hold up. This guy, I knew I should have worn a blue outfit with all these people around me, should be around here, I think. You're a child sitting on a tree. You had a bird quite literally dive into you. That happened to me twice. The first time I was on a swing set, I was just swinging, living my best life, you know, just trying to go as high as I can. When I think it was a seagull that dive bombed me. Went straight for my neck. I screamed. Yeah, that was quite scary. And then the week after that, I remember this because it happened they both happened like quite close together. So I swear it was the same seagull. Because there's no way these are separate seagulls, right? Where I was taking home a bun from foods class in high school. We made like a cheese bun. And I was so excited. I love cheese, guys. I love cheese. So a cheese bun, so good. My favorite thing from Tim Hortons, a 4-cheese bagel with cream cheese. So technically it's a 5-cheese bagel. But I was so excited to bring that home because foods was my last class of the day. I had it on a little paper plate. I was going to take it home. I was going to eat it. I didn't even take a single bite out of that bun when this seagull dive bombed me. And I was like, holy cow. So I kind of like curled my body around this bun. I was doing my best to protect this bun. And I thought that was it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get home quicker. So I sped up my steps trying to like speed walk home when this same seagull dive bombed me again. Like this guy really wanted this this cheese bun, and I was so scared. I threw the bun on the ground. I was so scared. I wanted this seagull out of my life. It's scary. It's terrifying. Bro's being a big back. My main regret was I never even took a single bite out of that bun. Like I should have taken a bite before I threw it on the ground, but I was just so scared. Go, sentimental treasure. I was so scared of that seagull. I just ended up throwing it on the ground and running. Seagulls opening your closed bag of Ruffles. No! Okay, what flavor of Ruffles though? What's your favorite flavor? Hi Luna! Yes, I remember you. Welcome. Thanks for popping by stream. Yes, the bun was sacrificed for my well-being. I should have sacrificed myself just to have a taste of that bun. Honestly, that bun could have tasted disgusting. It could have tasted disgusting and I wouldn't know. A sentimental treasure. Where would you put a sentimental treasure? Oh, right here. Regular Ruffles with sour cream dip. Oh, I agree with you. What was the dip I like? Oh, no, it's not this brand. Hold up. I like, yes. My go-to for Ruffles is the regular Ruffles chips with the hell of a good French onion dip. That's my favorite. So good choice there. Though if I'm going basic, I do sometimes just go for sour cream and onion or all dressed too. You don't like birds in general, even though you have ducks. You have ducks? Cute. I always like seeing those videos online of like, you know that one person who has a duck and takes them to like various fast food places to get ice water, and then the duck rates the ice water. It's very cute. It's almost summer break. Yes, it is, isn't it? Congratulations. Honestly, I'm still wearing like a thick jacket out because the weather can't make up its mind. The amount of times I've packed away and taken out my jacket is insufferable. Sun chips beat out Ruffles. What's my favorite type of chip? I don't know what my favorite type of chip is. Have you guys had ketchup? Because I know ketchup chip is Canadian. Key to Valhalla is hidden in a very original place. Oh boy, where the heck am I supposed to find a key? What the heck? You like the ones that smell like feet? The CISO? What? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. What? You learned how to juggle using potatoes. I remember when, during COVID, it was so funny to me when people were going like, yeah, I'm taking gym online. I'm taking phys ed online for during COVID. Actually, it wasn't even just a COVID thing. Even when I was in high school, there was an option to take phys ed online. I didn't do it because I don't think my parents would have let me. But apparently a lot of people were taking physical education online, where they were just telling you to log what physical education you were doing. So a lot of people just lied on their assignment, going like, I ran, I don't know, like 5 kilometers. And then they would just log that and call it a day. And I was like, what the heck? I had to run. I had to run around the track. French onion dip, great with rice. It is. It's my favorite. Why is this person so hard to find? What the heck? I thought a person would be the easiest thing to find. Alright guys, this is where I go to you guys. Like, do you guys see these 4? Like, how the heck am I supposed to find a key? Huh? You hit your YouTube notifications. I think you can turn them off. You can turn off your YouTube notifications. I have the opposite problem. Sometimes I go want notifications and then I end up not getting them. Like, haha, guys, give me my notifications, please. You once walked 32 kilometers for fun? Ooh. Ooh. For fun. You know what? Good for you. Good on you. Couldn't be me. I think I might have told this story before, but maybe some of you haven't heard it. But when I was in school, every semester we would have to do this one run. It was a timed run, and it was very, very long. Like, we would actually have to leave the school grounds. We basically had to run to a lake, run around the lake, and then come back. And I'm not a runner, okay? Like, yo, I am not a runner. So my gym teacher was really old. Like, he was really, really old. And I left the school grounds to start running. And of course, like, he had to time us, which meant that he basically ran with us. He would wait until the last student left the grounds and then basically run with us, run around the lake, and then come back. And by the time I was huffing and wheezing and back at the school grounds, he was already there timing everyone coming back. Like, what the heck? Like, this guy was very, very in shape. But he was also very, very old. I will never forget the time we were doing, I think, gymnastics, and he was teaching us all how to do a handstand. He was able to do a handstand, and oh my gosh, we saw how muscular he was. It was terrifying. He taught my sister's kindergarten teacher. So he taught her, and then she became a teacher, which meant he was a teacher before she was even a teacher. He was a teacher when she was a kid, and then she ended up retiring before this guy. That's how old he was. She retired before he did, and he actually taught her. We were all like, what the heck, when we got the announcement that she was retiring. Huh? Okay, let me see. You're an addict for Cookie Run. Cookie Run actually is pretty fun. Like, what the heck? It's weird. Did I make anything for my teachers on the last week of school? I didn't make anything. I gave them gifts, like chocolate and stuff. I gave them gifts, but I never made anything. Why? Are you guys making something for your teachers? You touch grass, you climb trees, and you get harassed by birdies. That's touching grass for ya. Where are these things? I have to use this when I see someone trying to get through a door. What door? This is the only door. Huh? What on earth? I don't know. Super teacher, right? That one man from Spartacus, right? Spartacus is the super dude who did fitness. I think his name was Spartacus anyways. I think online there was like a bunch of people doing like the Spartacus challenge or something where they tried to keep up with him, and it was like near impossible because this guy was just way too in shape. But he had dinosaurs as a pet. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, hold on. Person by person. Okay, he has a crown. A crown. I should have worn blue. I should have worn a blue outfit like all these people around me. Blue outfit. Blue outfit. So everyone here is wearing blue. Find a group of blue dudes. Right here. There we go. Whew. Most kids in Nevada do stuff for Teacher Appreciation Week. Oh! Is that right? No, for us it was never really... Do we even have Teacher Appreciation Week? I don't think so. I think it was just more of a end of the school year, say thank you kind of thing. Speaking of like old kids shows, you know what I've been watching recently? I've been watching Art Attack. Art Attack with Neil Buchanan. This is an Art Attack. This is an Art Attack. This is Art Attack. Using loo roll as paper mache, that was my thing. Have I seen Epic the Musical? No, I've never watched Epic the Musical. I think I've heard of it and I've seen it, but I've never like I haven't seen it, but I've seen it around, you know? Bye 4. Thanks for sticking around. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Epic is pretty good. It does everything for a theater kid. You know what has really good music? Of course, I only know about this because it went viral, but was it Ride the Cyclone? Ride the Cyclone has some good music. Oh, is this cake? Is it just an entire show about trying to figure out if something's cake or not? Like the thing where like things look like cake but they're not really? Yeah? Wow. Honestly, that entire thing, it's quite impressive what people are able to do. Where the heck am I supposed to find these two? The key to Valhalla? And this little guy? You have to guess like with like audience. If you get it wrong, you have to eat the cake. Oh, your dad canceled your night. Oh no. That sucks. Maybe in the future you can get it again and finish watching it. Have you guys heard about that one show that was filmed in an IKEA? Like they weren't allowed to film in there, but these guys just like walked in with like a camera and they shot an entire drama in an IKEA. It's on, I think it's online. You can watch it online. I think it might be on YouTube actually. Yeah, it was wild. Like they just walk in. You can see all the price tags and the tags of the furniture like in the shots. They'll be doing something really dramatic, and just in the shot you'll just see things like the calyx for I don't know how much the calyx is, like $70. The tag will just be hanging there. They'll be sleeping in bed and they'll be waking up in bed in the morning, getting ready to go about their day, and then bed will just be tagged like the slacked for $400. They did get kicked out. So every once in a while, I think like an employee will catch them and tell them that they'll have to go, and they would keep that in the footage. I think that was the whole thing. They edited it, but they also kept it very real that, hey, this was filmed in an IKEA. We're not going to hide the fact that this was filmed in an IKEA. It was very blatantly clear that it was filmed in an IKEA. When did I start posting? You mean on YouTube? Good question. I think I started I started streaming last year, end of last year. I think I think it was after my birthday. So I'm still figuring it out, still learning as I go. Bro, I'm ready to like quit this level and go straight into the Japan level. Did I watch Bluey? No. I watched Paw Patrol though. Honestly, unironically, okay, my brother was really into Paw Patrol. And so one day, to keep him entertained, I pulled up the Paw Patrol movie. And I unironically liked that movie. Like, it was actually unironically a good movie. To me, at least. Videos? I thought about doing videos. I just need to figure out what kind of videos I would want to do. But then I would also have to find time to do it. What is time? Can I play Dandy's World on Roblox? I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the way Roblox looks. For me, it's just an aesthetic thing. So I don't know if I would ever play Roblox. What movie? Oh gosh, it was this Paw Patrol movie. I know there were 2 movies, and I watched both of them. Oh, it was just called Paw Patrol the Movie. It was just called The Movie. But yeah, I unironically watched it with him, but since I wasn't really paying attention. Oh wait, is this it? Wait, when did I get this? Huh? You know what? Okay. What the heck? Okay, you know what? I'll take it. I don't know when I got that, but I got it. But yeah, anyways, I unironically liked the Paw Patrol movie, and I actually watched it separately away from my brother. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what if I'm pretty sure they have another movie. Don't they? Suddenly I can't remember. Wrong folklore, little boy. Little boy? What folklore has a little chameleon thing? Clip some stream and put the best parts together. I thought about doing that, you know? Like, I just need to... Here's the thing. I think this is something that a lot of people have problems with, but I have a really hard time accepting my voice. Like I listen back on my VOD sometime and I'm like, oh, that's what I sound like? What the heck? So as I continue streaming, I've accepted my voice a bit more, but I still go ugh whenever I hear it. So I think if there's a clip that you guys like, let me know. Honestly, ironically, kids have some really good movies. Are they a little bit childish? Yes. Like the premise of Paw Patrol, very childish. But sometimes the way they execute it, very good. You have codes for different characters. If I ever get into Roblox, and that's a if, that's a big maybe, I might take you up on that. The first movie that came out in theaters. Gosh, I don't even know how long ago that was. Are you the little guy? Wait, what do you have to do with fire? Wrong folklore? How are you still alive? What? I don't get it. Anyways. Bluey is fire? I heard that Bluey is fire. I have a friend whose niece really loves Bluey. And from what I hear, like the lessons in Bluey are also really good. You kept telling me that. Yes, I saw your comment. I saw your comment, Luna. Don't worry. Don't worry. Sometimes even if I don't respond, I do see it. Yeah. What do you have a pretty good one? I feel like sometimes mine is too deep. I have the opposite problem. I think mine is too deep. But you know, people do tell me that like I do sound like that and like and I actually don't sound bad. So I'm starting to accept it a bit more. It's still just weird. Like what kind of narcissistic of like going back through my VODs and I'm like, oh yeah. One day though. Is this? Is this? Is this a key? Is this the key? I found it! Holy cow! Sheesh! Okay, now we can hop into Legends of Japan. My gosh! The temple. voice is pretty. People say you sound deep and older than you. I don't know if I've ever been told that I sound older, but I definitely think that my voice is deep. Definitely deeper. Honestly, I think most of my friends have deeper voices, which is completely okay. One of these things is not like the other. Rainbow and na 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 na. What song is that again? One of these things is not like the other. What is that? One of these things. Oh, it's a Taylor Swift song. Lover, not Lover, sorry. The one with Panic at the Disco. Ooh, you're gonna make a YouTube show? Do it, do it. Yeah, go for it. Present your offering to this one. Honestly, I enjoy streaming because I like being able to talk to people. I never actually thought that I was actually going to go into stream because I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? Wow, I underestimated myself. I'm such a yapper. And I'm out here going like, I have nothing to talk about. Why would I stream? Nah, 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 nah. Look at me now. So do it. You know, yes, thank you, Siwa. I think I just need people to keep reminding me that because like sometimes like what you hear just sounds so different from what you're hearing on a day-to-day. Like our brains are just lying to us. But then again, things are usually lying to us, so there we go. This plant grows near water. I thought no, that's not it. This one. Next level. You hear your voice background. I think it all started back in elementary school. Was it elementary school? I don't remember, but I remember we had to record something. We were put into groups and I think we had to record something. Oof. Having to hear myself for the first time. Ooh. I took my outfit up to the tree. Twee. Doing reacts. I could do some readings. I think I'm doing some, you know, those people who do who basically read online stories. I think that might be fun. That could be something I could do. Oh wait, what did I just click? If I stack them up, they'll take less. Oh, plates. He has tattoos. Isn't it a whole thing in Japan where if you have tattoos, some onsens really actually don't let you in? If you have tattoos. If I like horror. I enjoy watching people play horror. I myself don't like to play the horror myself. But I love watching people play horror. Horror games have some of the best stories, you know? Like, most of the time they're very sad stories, but I love watching people play them, like play through them and get really into the story. But I think I'm a little bit too much of a chicken to actually play it myself. Attract some new people. This high fountain is very peaceful. High fountain? Fountain? 'Cause 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 ' Oh, there's the outfit. Okay. Oh no, I dropped my kunai into the water. Kunai. What water? What the kunai? You know, sometimes these hints are so obvious and I still can't find them. I'm like, am I actually blind? Kunai. Be a narrator for online books. Oh, I don't know if I ever told you about the fact that I had a teacher in high school who was he was very strict. People were scared of him. And I remember accidentally finding his side job as a audiobook. Oh, there's the kunai. His side job as an audiobook reader. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Suddenly I don't know what to do. I suddenly know what? Granted, he did have a very good voice. He may have been very strict and very scary, but he was very clear. Like his enunciation, very good enunciation. So the whole being a audiobook reader, it makes sense because he was very good at enunciating his words and being able to speak clearly. But I was like, what am I supposed to do with this information as a high schooler? You have to learn how to become an animator. Do it. You can do anything you put your mind into. It's great that you're thinking of doing all that. Like Chilla's art. I love watching people play Chilla's art games. The only problem is because I enjoy watching it, I already know what happens in pretty much most of them. So me playing through the... Oh, Ghost. Holy. Wasn't expecting that. But yeah. They have the same birthday as Harry Potter. Hey! Nice! You would have walked up to him after class and whispered, I know what you do outside of work. Listen, he was a very scary teacher. There's no way I was doing that. Kappa! Honestly, he wasn't... Okay, maybe it was just me being, you know, a young child. But at the time, he was very scary. But thinking back on it now, he wasn't as... Okay, maybe he was still scary, but I don't think he was as bad as a lot of people thought he was. I think he just held us to... He held us to a really high standard. Like a almost impossibly high standard. Like he treated us, instead of treating us like we were children, which we were, he treated us more like adults. So kind of like the whole, oh, if you don't listen to me, you will be disciplined type of thing. If you didn't speak loud enough, he would make you speak into a loudspeaker. So a lot of people were like, oh, wait, this is kind of not okay for them. But I never really felt that because I don't know, I think I was too much of a rule stickler back then. So I never really got in trouble with him. Alright, Bella, see you. Bye bye. Thanks for stopping by and have a good rest of your day. Night. Bye bye. What was I? What was I talking about? Right. He scared me, but like I wasn't really scared of him in that like, oh no, he's going to beat me up or blah blah blah. He scared me in that, oh no, he's an authority figure. And if I do something wrong, he's not gonna let go of it. He was definitely one of those people who held grudges too. Like, not grudges in that like he'll hate you forever, but grudges in the way that you do something wrong and he'll kind of hold it over your head for a long time. And I think that was also really scary. You're scaring everyone here. Go away. That's mean. Where? Oh. Oh, skeleton. I can't get... Oh, I will still get scared. Like, even if I play scary games that I've already watched, I will still get scared. I am a bit of a pansy like that. But... Hold on, what am I scaring everyone? Is he stuck or just hiding? Not really abandoned. The owner was just a bit dumb and a huge fan of hide and seek. I'm pretty sure the gods don't only drink tea. Okay. So I need to find a shrine, someone who's hiding, a skeleton, there we go, and a bat. Your wisdom tooth is coming in? Ooh. I think I had 3 wisdom teeth. There we go. There we go. Now I just need the offering. The offering. I decided to just get my wisdom teeth out. I don't think I had to, but I decided to get my wisdom teeth out. Hi, LP! Not too bad. We're just yapping here. How about you? How are you? But yeah, I had 3 wisdom teeth. Oh. This is kind of really... I don't know, like, embarrassing for me. Well, not really embarrassing. It's kind of funny now. But... Years ago, I had jaw aches. Like, my jaw was aching. So I thought it was because my wisdom teeth were coming in. So I went to the dentist. And I was like, hey, I think my wisdom teeth is coming in. Can you take a look for me? Because my jaw is aching. Like, maybe I can get them removed and my jaw will stop aching. So my dentist was like, okay, let's take a 3D scan. Let's see what's going on. So she took a scan of my teeth. And she was like, you do have wisdom teeth, but they're not coming in yet, so it shouldn't be your wisdom teeth giving you jaw aches. And basically she was like, I think what's happening is that you're tightening your jaw, like you're clenching your jaw too much on a day-to-day. And you probably grind your teeth when you sleep. And I was like, ooh, okay, well, what can I do? So she gave me night guards. Like, they're like basically like plastic covers for my teeth that I'm supposed to wear at night so that it alleviates some of the tension in my jaw when I sleep. So she gave me that, and honestly it really helped. Like, the clenching of my jaw, it really helped. So I didn't have any jaw pain after that. But eventually it was plastic, so I started wearing down. And like, I knew it was starting to wear down because it's supposed to be clear plastic, but it was starting to get a little cloudy. Like, I was, you know, gnawing my way through this plastic guard. And so I brought it back to the dentist. I was like, hey, so this is kind of wearing down. So she takes one look at it and she goes like, you are wearing it down, but it's not that bad yet. So keep using this. And we'll revisit this next time. So I brought it back home. I kept using it. And the next time I went back to the dentist, I was like, hey, so this is still getting worn down. And like, I was actually starting to wear a hole into the plastic. And she was like, okay, you know what? Keep using this and we'll revisit. And guys, when I tell you this piece of plastic got so worn down, there were like giant holes. There were giant holes in this plastic. And I went to my new dentist and I was like, hey, so I have this night guard and it's getting really worn down. Can I bring it to you and see if I can get a new one? And she was like, yeah, of course, bring it into me and I'll see about getting you a new one. So I bring my night guard in the next time, and my new dentist, she bursts out laughing because this night guard was so worn down. There were 2 giant holes in like the back of it because I've been like gnawing on it for so long. She starts laughing and she was like, oh my god. She takes it and she starts showing it to people around the office. Bye, Luna. Thanks for being here. Anyway, she starts like showing it to people around the office and they're like, oh my god, have you guys ever seen one this worn down? And here I am just lying in the dentist's office going like, oh my god. So my night guard ended up becoming some kind of like weird little show and tell where they were like, wow, we've never seen something this worn down before. Like your previous dentist never changed it out, and then and I'm like, no, can you just get me a new one? There was literally no need for that, but everyone at my new dentist is very nice. Like they're very, very friendly, so I didn't mind too much because they weren't really making fun of me. They were just, I think they were making fun of the situation because none of them had ever seen a night guard that worn down before. Oh my goodness. Ooh, a root canal. I guess I'm lucky that I never had to get one. So was it? Root canals always sound so scary. Like logically, I know what they are. Root canals are My least favorite part about going to a dentist is when they start using like the little drilly thing to get close to your gums to get rid of, like during the cleaning, because I have sensitive teeth and if they get too close to the gum, like it stings so much that it hurts. I don't like it. I really, really hate it. Single most painful thing you've ever experienced? I don't think I can't think of what the most painful thing I've ever had was. Oh no, yes I do. It was probably the stupid ear infection. That's the one that I can think of most recently. Had me crying. Never. I am lucky that I've also never broken a bone. It's crazy to me about breaking bones because bones are supposed to be this really hard. It's supposed to be really hard. And some people are out here just breaking their bones. Like, what the heck? You finally cleared IS5 ending 4 after a lot. Congratulations! Restore that sanity. Restore your sanity. I think anyone who plays Arknights needs it. A lot of ghosts. Ghosts. Hold on. The ghost is stuck in the urn. Gotta find an urn. An urn. Urn. You dislocated your arm when you fell off a horse. I've dislocated my knees. I think I mentioned that before. But I've dislocated both of my knees. So in total, I have dislocated my knees 3 times. I think my left one once and then my right one twice. So a total of 3 times. Yes, both of my knees. Separate times of my life, I've dislocated them. And yes, it is very it was very painful. Iron urn and iron urn. Iron urn and iron urn. Urn. How? I don't know how. Okay, the first time it happened, I was actually at work. I was at work. I was working at a market. And I don't know what happened, but I just stepped over a cooler. Like there was a cooler on the ground and I stepped over it and my knees just buckled. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was just stepping over a cooler and I see dead people. My knees just buckled. Luckily, like it kind of relocated itself immediately. So I didn't have to go through like the pain of having to relocate it myself. But it was painful. Okay, don't be like me. Do not be like me. Don't finish your shift. I ended up finishing my shift at work. My justification was that I was working in a different city at the time, and the person who was supposed to give me a ride back worked at the same market. And at the time I was working cash, so they just gave me a chair and I just basically sat and took cash for the rest of the shift. My justification was, listen, the person who was supposed to give me a ride was at the market. I wasn't gonna they were working. Like he was working. The whole thing about me working there was that he was gonna give me a ride home. He was a friend of the friend of a friend who helped me get the job. So he was like, okay, we really need workers. What can I do to like have you work here? And I was like, well, I'm going to need a ride because there's another city over. So the whole thing was I was going to work for them if they gave me a ride home. So I didn't have a ride home if I didn't finish the shift. So so that was dislocation 1. Shh, don't worry, say what now. Listen, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm all good. And then the second time was, luckily it was at home. The second time it happened, I was at home already. But again, I was stepping over something. I don't remember what I was stepping over. I think I was stepping over one of my brother's toy box, like my brother's, like this box that we held some toys in. I think I just took a step over, and again, my legs buckled. And I think I was in shock because I was just sitting there. And that's how I died, Morty. Yes. And I remember my grandma coming up to me like, hey, what's wrong? Like, you fell, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, this is fine. She's like, okay, well, why don't you stand up? And I'm like, why don't I just sit here for the rest of the night? I'm totally okay just sitting here, not getting up. Like, you know, why don't you go out, do your own thing? I'll just sit here. But of course I had to get up eventually. Like, it was still dislocated, like my knee, it was still dislocated, but the moment I think the good thing about this part was that the moment I stood up, everything kind of clicked back into place, so I didn't have to like force it in myself. It was still very painful. I tried playing it off. I tried so hard to play it off, but you know, grandparents can be very, very caring. And my grandma definitely was. So of course she wanted me to, like, you know, be okay and stand up. And I was like, oh, no. I'm okay sitting right here, right where I am. Lego falling over. That's too true. Oh my goodness. So honestly, the first two dislocations weren't bad. Okay, at least they kind of relocated themselves back by themselves. Eventually. Like the second time I had to stand up and it just clicked back. It was still painful. But the third time I was with my mom at her workplace because I think I went to go pick her up or something. I don't remember. But I was at her workplace and I was just standing outside. I was standing outside and I think I was standing on a stool or something. And I think I was coming down from the stool, so I took a step down from the stool and insert Lego noises because my legs buckled. And at that time, for some reason, this one hurt a lot more. And I tried to make it like the second time where, like, you know, just stand up and everything was going to click back into place. It didn't. It hurt too much this time. So I was like, Mom? So obviously she was like, what? What's up? And I didn't know how to say I dislocated my knee in Chinese. I didn't know how to explain it to her. So I just kept calling for her. And she actually thought I was in trouble. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. And I really scared her. So she came running and she sees me on the ground. Like, I think she thought because I was outside, like maybe I was having trouble with, you know, someone harassing me or something. But she comes running and she's like, oh, I thought something was happening to you. I was like, what do you mean that you thought something was happening to me? Something did happen to me. Help. So she helped me up. We got everything relocated, but yeah. She wasn't happy with me for scaring her, and I'm just here like, but if I didn't get it looked at, maybe that's what. My mom says it's because I'm constantly crossing my legs. Like, you know, I'll be sitting on a chair, I'll have my legs like crossed one over the other, or I'll have it like, you know, crisscrossed. And she said that it's because of that my knees are so weak. So she always tells me off now for having my legs crossed. But yeah. Mama Bunny to the rescue. To the rescue after scolding me for a lot. I was like, can you help me before you yell at me? Thank you. And then since then, I actually haven't dislocated my knees. But once in a while, if I'm like running too hard, I do feel like my legs like kind of like weaken a little, but knock on wood, nothing has happened to me since. You're happy. Okay, thinking back on it, there was definitely a lot of different things I probably could have said to my mom. Instead of just calling for her and telling her that I needed her help. Like, I guess I didn't realize I was gonna scare her that badly by just screaming for her and asking for her help. But she still came. I'm sorry for scaring you, Mom. Yay! Yay, Mom! Could be just bad knees, you know, runs. I would say yes, but I don't think anyone else in my family has had like this problem. So could just be the joys of being me, you know? In reality, I have super knees. Oh. I guess you could say I have experience. It's not great experience, but I have experience with this location. Oh my goodness. But in reality, don't take any of what I did as medical advice. In fact, just why don't we just not dislocate our joints? Let's just start with that. Don't dislocate your joints. Offspring desperately shouting for the parent. Whoa. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, she just put me on a milk crate and I just sat there for a long time. The thing with dislocations, you just have to let it rest, right? Like, just don't do anything. But it's not like it affects anything else in your life. If that makes sense. Honestly, I need to use that as my icebreaker and things more often. Like, you know how going into like university classes or like work things, it's like, give me 3 facts about you. That should have been one of my facts, really. I've dislocated my knees 3 times. I'm special. My knees are the chosen one. Maybe I have the bee's knees. What does that even mean? Like, some of these like idioms I really don't know. Is that even considered an idiom? Yeah, I have the bees. You're the bee's knees. You guys are the bee's knees. The commander is inspecting the group. I hope he doesn't notice my cheat meal. Inspector. Maybe bees have great knees? Do they live long enough for people to figure out if they have good knees? Okay, right there. I hope someday I will be able to join the guard. To the internet, you're right. An excellent or much liked person or things. Why? Noun, the bee's knees, something or something extra. Okay, but why? Why do they say bee's knees? He says it could be related to the sacs on their legs, in which some bees carry pollen. The concentrated richness of the pollen by the bees' knees give rise to the saying. Oh, so you guys are the bees' knees because you guys are very rich in good stuff, I guess. You have a funny story about scaring your sister in the middle of the night by T-posing? You assert dominance over your sister by T-posing? Did she scream? That's what, yeah. So, LP, did she scream? Did she... Hi, Horde! Is this game like The Sims? No, it's more like Where's Waldo? So I'm just looking for these things down here while chit-chatting. No, but she quickly closed her door when she saw... She didn't get out of her room. My dad scared me like that. I think... It was when I was sick. I was sick. He was coming in to check in on me because I was sick. But because I was asleep, I opened my eyes and I just see him standing over me. The mini heart attack I had, guys. Like, holy cow. He had just come in. Like, I'm actually a pretty light sleeper. If someone comes in up, so I was kind of surprised that I didn't wake up immediately when my door opened, but I guess I sensed something because I opened my eyes and my dad was standing over me about to put his hand on my head to check on my fever. Oh, my heart. Yes, bless the waters. Oh, right here. Training first, then you can rest. Training first, and then you can rest. Right there. But one day I'll be able to join the guard. It's a white sword. Zoro, is that you? In the morning, you asked her about it. She was going to the bathroom. She didn't come out the rest of the night. Honestly, that's fair. If I just saw like a mysterious figure standing in my doorway T-posing, I don't think I would be getting up either. Screw that. I wish to join the guard. Where would someone be putting the sword if they wish to join the guard one day? I wish to join the guard. Oh, it's right here. Sheesh. Okay. Sometimes they mistake items for twigs to build their nests. Gotta look for a nest now. Oh, right here. Click. And then finally, I almost broke my tool on this. T-posing with a water ball in hand because you were gonna refill it. Sometimes opportunity just hits and you gotta do what you gotta do. That's just what siblings are for, you know? Sometimes opportunity hits, and as a sibling, it is our sibling duty to take the opportunity and scare the heebie-jeebies out of them. You're legally obligated to do it. Just like how you're legally obligated to not move if a cat is on your lap. The urge as a big brother to annoy your... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sometimes opportunity hits. The moment you become an older sibling, or honestly just any sibling, you get hit with just like... It's like this gene activates and you just have to do what you can to annoy them. Opens door, turn on light, doesn't close it. Back on light. Exactly. For me, my siblings, I think I told you guys, but I like hugs. Like, I enjoy physical affection. My siblings don't enjoy physical affection as much. So for me, it's just, oh, if they're not paying attention, I will ruffle their hair. I'll just like walk into the room, ruffle their hair a little bit, and I'll leave. Knock on it a bunch of times, no matter how many times they say come in. Unfortunately, my sisters are more of a... I think they prefer their door open. Which is very different from, like, I think a lot of people. But they keep their door open. Which I don't mind, because it means I could just walk in and start ruffling their hair. I want to see the parade too. Parade. Where's the parade? I guess it's the water parade. Parade. T-posing to scare her was a thought and a decision that was made a split section. Exactly. Sometimes it just happens. It's the sibling in us. Of course, sometimes my siblings know when something's gonna happen and they just look at me and they're like, don't do it. I'm like, darn it, okay. I'll be nice and I won't do it. Like, you know that feeling of someone, like, someone, I don't know how to explain it, but someone not caressing, but like lightly scratching your knees? My sisters hate that. Like, if they're sitting next to me and I'm sitting next to them and I see that their knee is right next to mine, sometimes I'll just reach over and I'll gently just like scratch their knee, and then the ensuing scream. Oh, it's horrible. But sometimes they can tell that it's coming, because sometimes I project a little bit too much and I'll just stare at them for a bit, contemplating if I want to do it. Or if I end up holding one of their hands and, you know, the urge to just lightly scratch the palm of their hand just a little bit. That knee scratching thing is so tough. It is. It is. For me, I'm not that ticklish around there. So sometimes I'll do it to them and they'll be like, oh yeah, what if I do it back to you? And then they'll scratch my knee and I just stare at them. Because I think it's like, if you're expecting it, it doesn't feel as ticklish. At least in my experience. It doesn't feel as ticklish if you're expecting it. So they always get very disappointed when I don't really have a reaction. The moment when you make eye contact, they reach your mind, don't even think of... Yeah, that happens. I need to figure out new things. See, it has to be harmless things. It can't be anything cruel. It can't be anything mean. It just has to be slightly inconvenient. See, I don't understand like those practical jokes that are really mean and like cruel and stuff. The ones that end with like, it's just a joke, bro. Like, I don't understand those. Like, why be mean when you can be confusing or annoying? Like, just be annoying. Don't be mean, be annoying. Confuse, don't abuse. Exactly. Have you guys ever watched like Just for Laughs? Just for Laughs. What is it? Prank Patrol or Prank? What's it called? I don't know. The one I watched was Just for Laughs. That one where they walk into a porta potty and they immediately build a meeting room around that porta potty. So when whoever's in the porta potty exits and they're just faced with a bunch of businessmen, classic. That one was a classic. You don't think you've heard of it? It was on TV. I don't remember what channel, but their whole thing was just doing practical jokes on unsuspecting civilians. And then of course they'll reveal it. We can't let them through. We can't let them through. Through where? Yes, that one was... I think that one was a really popular one, and I think most people have seen that one. But yeah, Just for Laughs was my thing. Or the one where this guy is pretending to be like a guy at like a kiosk or something, and every once in a while he'll pretend to drop something on the ground, and every time he ducks down to pick it up, a different person pops up, so they're constantly switching places. That one was also one I remember. A lot of pranks on local shows. Yes. I think recently it was the one where, at least in Japan, it was really popular. The one where you're walking down an alleyway or something, or you're walking down a street and the entire group of like 100 people start walking the other way towards you, and you have no idea where to go. Like, do you go left? Do you go right? Do you like squish yourself against the wall while these hundreds of people are just walking towards you? I think that one was also... that one has been pretty popular recently. A big buff guy came out of nowhere, picked them up in their chair while working. That... I would scream. I'm not much of a screamer, but I think in moments like that, I think I would scream. Okay. Sorry, I can't let you in through here. Through here? Through where? Is there another door missing? Sorry, I can't let you through here. Nothing like making an innocent person question our sanity. Yes. Those are the best. The more confusing something is, the better. Where is this guy? What is the story? I can't let you in through here. Through here makes me think it's a door, but there are only so many entryways that I can see. But then again, we all know that I'm like, I think we've established that I have a hard time finding things, especially when I'm distracted. Bleh. I think there was also one of my favorite episodes of Running. Oh, there's a door here. Holy cow, that's kind of cool. Oh, there's a door here. I'm a genius. Bunny! The blessing of the spirit gave him this color. Bunny! And just like last year. Shh. what was I talking about? Oh yeah, one of my favorite episodes of Running Man, the Korean variety show, is I think the premise was that there's, because each episode had a concept. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Running Man. But it was that they lost their superpowers and they have to go through all these different trials to become a superhero again. And one of them was like the test of courage, where they had to walk on a wooden plank between buildings. So they had to walk up this like 10-floor building and basically walk across a plank of wood between the buildings to get to the other side. And all they have to hold on is like this one rope that was also hung across. And only if they manage to cross over that little tiny bridge, kind of like this, like a little tiny plank between buildings, would they be able to get their superpowers back. And of course they had to do all this blindfolded. So there was a lot of screaming, a lot of, oh my god, I can't do this, no, and like crouching down and like hugging the rope and stuff like that, just for them to find out by the end of it, like they could give up. If they gave up, that was it for them. But when they by the end of it, if they gave up or if they managed to cross over that plank of wood, if they had just opened their blindfold, they would realize that this plank of wood was just there as a prop. What they were really doing was crossing a piece of a plank of wood right over here that was like a meter off the ground, and they just needed to cross from here to here on a plank of wood, and there was like a rope over here. So the cut of them realizing that they weren't going over this, they were going over this little thing over here, and everyone just watching them scream and cry over walking over a piece of wood that they were perfectly safe on. It was great. Yeah, I'm sure like when they were doing it, it was probably terrifying, but then looking back on it, it was hilarious, especially when they would compile all the entire thing together, all the screaming and crying going over this. Yeah, the power of the mind, really. Some of them were very brave, and they just went right across the plank of wood, and they're like, oh, that wasn't too bad. But then some of them, like a couple of the cast members, are known scaredy cats. So when they had to do it, there was a lot of screaming and crying, and at the end they were like, you know what, I knew, I was just, it was acting, it was all method acting. You know, I wasn't scared at all. It was a great episode. My favorite part of the episode. Star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed lovers. Oh, bunny! Oh my gosh, it's an entire island of bunnies! Click. Star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed lovers, this has to be a reference to who is it? Who are the people from the Tanabata festival? The one in the sky and stuff? I don't remember. Star-crossed lovers. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about, actually. One of these things is not like the other. Okay, leave my leg alone. I think it was like the whole thing of like the Tanabata Festival. Yes. Fishing Festival. Orihime and Hikoboshi. Yes, it's about like the lovers who are only able to meet during this festival. So everyone has to pray for it to not rain or else they wouldn't be able to meet. I think that was the whole thing. You know what sucks about like stories like these, like the little folklores and stuff, is that I'll read so many different variations of it, and then sometimes my brother will come up to me and ask me for like the explanation, like Chang'e and the rabbit on the moon and everything. And I'll have had read so many different variations of the same story that I end up mixing them all up, and I end up getting confused myself. It's and I'm like, you know what? Oh, give me one moment. Let me Google this. Yeah, I remember that it was something about like these star-crossed lovers who I don't know. What was it? Oh. Oh, I was just reading the story just now. Orihime was a I think a princess who was really good at weaving, and she always weaved for her father. And one day her father arranged like a meeting between her and Horiboshi. I think that was his name. And they fell in love, but because they fell in love, Orihime kind of stopped weaving for her father, who got really upset and separated them with the Milky Way or whatever. But then Orihime became really sad, and her dad was very moved and was like, you know what, you guys can meet on the seventh day of the 7th month, which is the festival. But if it rains, then it kind of stops them from meeting. So I think that's where the rain dolls, what are they called? Those little dolls that kids make that are supposed to be like little ghosts. Teruboshi? I think. Teruboshi? Is that what they're called? But people make those to pray that it wasn't going to rain in order for the princess and her lover to be able to reunite. So really, this entire story stems from her father being upset that she wasn't going to weave for him anymore. Come on, dude. And even when he was moved by their love for each other, he was still like, no, you guys can only meet once a year, and only if you still weave for me. Like, what the heck? Like, wait, that's not... Yeah, I was mixing up the story of Chang'e so much that I ended up getting confused myself. Because like in some ones, Chang'e was like someone who was very virtuous and like sacrificed herself, and that's why she's on the moon. But then other ones, it was because staying on the moon was her punishment, and I was getting all those versions mixed up. Typical parent, not cool, bro, right? Like, come on, dude. Okay. And then I didn't realize this, but the story of Chang'e as well, the Moon Princess, like the Chinese version of the Moon Princess, I didn't realize that story actually intertwined with I think it was like the the man who shot down like 9 sons or something. Was it 9? And by sons, I mean like the sun in the sky, not sun as in like children. Leave my leg alone. Egg. Because I think in that story, basically that I was getting mixed up was a long time ago. At least this is the version that I kind of knew, where the Earth had like, I think I don't remember how many suns there was. I'm just gonna say 10 for the sake of it. But the Earth had like 10 suns, but humanity couldn't survive with 10 suns because it was too hot. Like nothing could grow, nothing could survive. So this one brave archer went out with just his bow and arrow, and he shot down 9 of the suns. Imagine that, just like casually destroying a sun with my little bow and arrow, which ended up like saving the world or something. And as a reward, he got like this little potion of immortality or whatever, but he didn't really want it or something, so he just brings it home to his wife or something, Chang'e. Remember, this is the story that I remember. If this sounds different from anyone else's, that's the beauty of it. But I think the two of them kind of kept it safe for a really long time. And this is where it splits. Some of them say that people broke into their house to try to steal this prize, and she ended up just drinking the potion so that evil people couldn't drink it herself, and she ended up ascending to the moon. Other people were saying that like she was curious, you know, the whole Pandora's box thing where she got curious and she drank the potion and she became immortal, and the gods got upset and imprisoned her on the moon. Quite frankly, I enjoyed the version where she was the good guy. I like the version where she was the good guy and basically drank the potion even though she didn't want to, because she wanted to stay with her husband forever, but ended up having to drink it to keep it away from bad guys. And that is why Chang'e is on the moon with the rabbits that pound mochi. Professional drummer. My version is the true version. Took a while to get there. Honestly, that's the beauty of like folklore and stories. Like honestly, anything cultural have so many different variations. I was talking to Yuko, you know, good old friend Yuko, about this one dish that she always makes and that my family always has. It's tomato and egg, but I think every family has their own version, and I think that's quite beautiful. Like I think you can go up to a lot of like Chinese people and talk about like, oh, the egg and tomato dish, and everyone will know what you're talking about, but everyone has their own way of making it. And I think that's really cute. Please don't tell my version worldwide. I don't think I can handle it. Okay, drummer, leg bone, fisherman. Okay, is there an island somewhere? No. There's a monkey. And speaking of like those folklore things, I was also talking to my sister about this like last Saturday. But one assignment that I had back in high school English class was we had to make up our own like creation, like story to explain things. So we had to make up a story to explain, you know, like why is the sky blue? Why is there only one sun? Why are there why does bamboo grow so tall? Why are pandas black and white? We just had to write a story to explain something in the world. And honestly, that assignment was pretty fun. I think I wrote about why there was like night and day. Of course, I was being a really edgy kid and I wrote about like dragons like fighting each other and like they had to be separated. The light dragon clan and like the dark dragon clan had to be separated. That's why there's light and that's why there's night and day, because if they ever come together again, they will fight and da-da-da. So yeah, that was my story. Such a cool. It was a very cool. It was honestly that was one of my favorite assignments because it let us basically write whatever we wanted. Ooh, do it. Honestly, I think it would have been... That was a really good assignment. Of course, the teacher then roasted us because she was like, tell me why half of you guys ended the story with, and then they woke up. And I was like, how do you even end a creation lore story with, and then they woke up? Like, how does that even... What? The Kiriko pantheon of lore. I love lore. Am I really bad at piecing together lore? Yes. Do I love hearing about it? Yes. We are talking about lore. Various like folklores, legends, creation stories. But yeah, like how do you end a story about something explaining something in the universe with, and then they woke up? Like that's not how lore works. It was just a theory, a Kiriko theory. AK story reading, I would actually be down for that. I'm that one person who, instead of playing an entire game to get the story, I would search up a summary online and get really into the story. Like the horror game Madison, too scary for me to play. I've watched people play it, but sometimes I still get confused. So when it was a thing, you know, I googled it. I googled the lore of Madison. Like I said, horror movies kind of have the best lore. Horror games have like the best lore. Why is it? Shh. Professional drummer and fisherman tried to step foot here only once. What does that mean? Oh, right here. Haha. And professional drummer. But yeah, I am interested in it. The thing with like games going through lore like Arknights or Genshin or Honkai Star Rail and stuff, I just feel like it gets cut up too much for me. It gets cut up too much, like and it takes too long for me to read it all, because like they'll have to, you know, speak the dialogue, and then suddenly we have a battle and we'll have to like run to a different location. I have to do that, and my little brain cannot handle all this jumping around. So what I usually do is I'll actually like go on, you know, wiki and read up the lore. I've always been disappointed by streamers not reading AK lore. I feel like AK lore is very interesting, but like I said, it's very tedious to go through all of it. Honestly, sometimes I do that for movies too. Like, I won't watch the movie, but I'll read what the movie was about. But of course, I don't like reading like very simple summaries like, oh, person A buys a house. It is haunted. They call an exorcist. The ghost is not happy. Kills everyone. The end. No, you need to give me like a minute by minute playthrough of what's happening in the movie. That way I can get the essence of the story without having to suffer through the fear. Love isn't enough to describe what Weiss feels for that game. I feel like a lot of you feel that way, just for different aspects of AK. Like, some of you really like the gameplay, some of you really like the lore, some of you love the characters, or a character, specifically one character, two character, a group of characters. But yeah, you hate those kind of summaries, like right? Sometimes I really want like a deep, in-depth summary, and then they'll give me something really sparse. And I'm like, no, but why? But why? Tell me more. But sometimes like the movie or game is so obscure that no one else has a deep summary. No one has a deeper summary, and I'm like, no, I don't want to have to watch it though. Bummer. You get that with horror. You can get the story and lore with... Exactly! Yes! Exactly that. Though, if I'm watching someone else play horror, I think I'm okay with it. You know, like I watch Uriel's I watched some of Uriel's horror streams, and then she gets surprised that I do, and I'm like, I gotta support my girly. But sometimes I still have to like look up the horror game first, just to know what I'm getting myself into when I'm watching these horror games. Totally normal about Typhon. Do I have Typhon? I don't think I have Typhon. I think I had to choose between Typhon and Uncle, and I ended up choosing Uncle. I think. You never know what we're gonna get with Euro's, right? Exactly. Euro's resume, miles long. Would I trust her with some of those jobs? Debatable, but her resume is quite long. Her CV is quite long. Yes. Where? And Shu is there because she's wife material. Shu is I know who you're talking about. The one with like the yellow and blue in her hair and everything, right? One of the siblings. The rice farmer, right? Right. Right here! Holy cow! I should have just been looking for this drum. There we go. We completed Legend of Japan. What else is there? Road to Rome, Pirates' Treasures, and Aztec Rituals. We're halfway through! Look at that! But, yeah. I wasn't expecting to get through all this, especially since I took so much time on Viking Tales. My gosh, why was Viking Tales so hard? Have I heard of the game Oxenfree? Isn't that a kid's game? Isn't Oxenfree like a kid's game? Unless there's like a different Oxenfree that we're talking about. Because oh, Ollie Oxenfree is the one I was thinking of. But okay, so no, definitely not. Yeah, I had to Google it just now. So Oxenfree is a horror game, right? At least it looks like horror. Graphic adventure game. Let me take a look. Influenced by Teen Gonna. It looks interesting. Is it scary? Because if it's scary, the art looks pretty. The art kind of reminds me of Coraline. Like I'm just looking at the images. They kind of look like Coraline, which is probably why I thought that it's a horror game. Supernatural thriller about girlfriends who unwittingly opened a ghostly rift. You are Alex, and you just brought your new stepbrother Jonas to an overnight island party gone horribly wrong. Oh, so it is maybe horror. Interesting. Okay. It does. I don't mind some horror aspects. Hold on. Let me just add that to my Let me just quickly add that to wish list, and we'll see where we'll go from there. But yeah, it definitely looks very Coraline-y. But it also looks very like atmospheric. Like I'm just looking at some of these images, like the people look very small and the background takes up most of the image. So very atmospheric. There we go. Plays like a detective game where mainly you select speech option and have them walk around at the store. Oh, what I say matters. Oh gosh. for moments like that, I'm always very worried that I'm going to choose the wrong option. I'm like, what if I say the wrong thing and like people die? Finally having something slightly unsettling. I mean, I'm not adverse to it. I'm not averse to just unsettling things. I just won't go full horror, you know? Like if something is just... I think I might actually pass out if I ever played something like Madison or something. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And the main mechanic is using your portable radio to find clues and stuff. Ooh. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, speaking of like unsettling, I need to stop telling myself and telling you guys that I'm gonna play something like, oh, my next stream is gonna be this, because it never happens. Like I think last week I was gonna say I said I was going to play Killer Frequency, and then that didn't happen because I forgot my sister's birthday, and then I forgot about Mother's Day. So clearly I need to stop telling you guys about upcoming stream plans because they never come to fruition, and then I feel like a liar. But eventually I do want to play Killer Frequency, and if you guys enjoyed like detective-y stuff, like spooky stuff, I mean, it's not... I don't think it's really spooky. I think you guys would like Killer Frequency if you guys haven't seen it. Hi, Four, welcome back. We finished Legends of Japan. We finished like this one. So now we're just gonna chat a little bit before I go and eat dinner. By tuning to different radio frequency, it reveals things or clues. Oh. I'll be honest, like with games, like I said, I really enjoy lore. It's just some games, like gacha games, they make the lore so tedious to get to that I end up never figuring it out unless I search it up. But if it's a game like that where I can just like click something and find it, I'll do it. But I'm also not really a lore hunter where I won't go and look for every piece of lore, if that makes sense. I'm not allowed. It was simply postponed. Exactly. From now on, I'm gonna preface everything by I hope. I hope to play this at a later time. Maybe I'll do this. I'm gonna start saying that instead. Allegedly. Not legally bindingly. Spoiling streams when I don't even have a schedule. Exactly. So I just need to... I need to start using legal language and saying allegedly and maybes and potentially, etc. No worries, for welcome back and goodbye. Exactly, allegedly. Perhaps, potentially. It's up in the air. It's on the cards. It's something I'm looking into. You know? Definitely watch the trailer. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and I'll do that after I eat dinner. So many things to be planned for. When we just under... I remember when I first started AK, I was like, I'm gonna go through the lore because the lore seems really interesting. And I remember Yuko was really into the lore. Yuko and Yuri, well, I can't say Yuko was very into the lore, but they did say that a lot of people enjoyed the lore. I can't say for sure if they're into the lore, but they told me that people are into the lore. So I was like, you know what? When I start Arknights, maybe I'll read through the lore. And then... yeah, that didn't last very long. First we're taking down thugs, now we're fighting a god. That's the case with like most like RPGs, and like honestly that's the thing with a lot of long-term games, isn't it? You start off with like your villain of the day, and the next thing you know, you're fighting eldritch beings from different universes. Fun fact, I've actually never played a Persona game. It's actually in my cart right now. So many games I want to play, but not enough time or planning. Because I know a lot of these games are also like long-term games. Like Ace Attorney is something that I want to play, but that's also a long-term game. And sometimes I just need to be able to vibe with a game before I can play it. Like, one of the games I have that I want to play is This Bed We Made. It's also a detective-y game. But like, I just never felt like the right timing to play it, if that makes sense. Yeah, the games are a huge time investment. So many games, so little time. Yes. But hey, I am pretty proud that we finished Murders on the Yangtze. That one was really good. One game I thought about getting this week was Blueprints. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I've been getting so many ads for it, and it looks so good. It's like a roguelike puzzle game. And it looks very good. It looks fun. But my god, I don't know if I have the brain power to play it. The problem is I don't know if I have the brain power. Because the whole premise of the game is you inherited this house, I think. But like the house is kind of like a maze, and you have to go through different rooms, and different rooms have different puzzles, and depending on the blueprint you get different rooms, and the rooms never stay the same. And even if you end up memorizing the rooms, by the next day everything will have changed again. And I'm like, I don't think I have the brain power for this. Yes, I feel like I've been seeing ads for it recently, so hey, their advertising is going well. You saw someone streaming that earlier. I also saw someone streaming it, but I didn't watch their stream. The person I saw streaming it is usually very much into the lore of it, and I was like, I want to, but I also don't know if I'm gonna play the game, and if I play the game, am I gonna be spoiled? Like, ah! We need Sarai to help with that one. Facts. Honestly, any sort of detective game, I feel like I can't play it alone. I need to have someone there to help me out. Let's see, what else were things that I wanted to play but I never did. Oh, Paranormal Sight is a game that I have. the 7 Mysteries of Hanzhou, but that one's also gonna take a really long time. Oh my goodness. And then some of the games I have are co-op games, so I have to figure out like who I'm gonna play with. Or even if I want to stream them because they are co-op, it depends on the other person, you know? So yeah. To bounce ideas and theories off of. Exactly. Or someone should just tell me that like, you're doing great, sweetie, you know? Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to go to the washroom, which is 2 doors away and now it's on the other side. Right? And in order to get to the washroom, you have to do a puzzle and like rebuild the blueprint. The Winchester Mystery Mansion for real. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a day here, guys. I need to eat dinner now. But yes, that was fun. It was a good yap session. I feel like we haven't had a good yap session in a while. A stream that was like literally just us yapping. So that was good. This was good today. I should do these at this one. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say anything about I should do anything. I'm gonna just let it come as they are. All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Have a good rest of your evening, night, day, and have a good day until our next stream. Bye bye. Thank you.